Let's look at the page 6, section 5.3. So what we have been learning is what? Solving systems of linear equations. On section 5.1, we use the graphing to see where they are. Where do they meet? That would be our solution. Second method we learned was using what? Substitution. Okay. Today we are going to learn another method. It's called elimination or addition method. Let's see how it looks like. So let's just review the method 2. Using substitution. If we use substitution, we say we get a variable by itself first, 1. So if we do that, we get a variable by itself, okay, x by itself, I add y, then what do I have? X equals y plus 5, right? Then I'm going to sub in to the first one, so for x place, so I will have what? Y plus 5, right? Then plus another y equals 7. Then we solve it. 2y plus 5 equals 7 minus 5. 2y is 2, right? Then divided by 2, y is 1. That's the substitution we just learned from previous section. Then what do? We plug in one of them, x equals y plus 5. So x is 6. So our answer is what? X, y equals 6 and 1. Right? Then we'll plug in the both to check. 6 plus 1 is 7. 6 minus 1 is 5. Right? So we checked. Now, let's learn the third method. See what's the difference. It's called elimination or addition. So, we have 2 variables, 2 equations. The idea is what? To get rid of one variable, then we only have one variable, so we can resolve it by eliminating one away. Okay? The method is like addition. What happens if I add these 2 equations together? I will eliminate the y because one is positive, one is negative. It cancels out each other. So I have 2x equals 12, right? X plus x. So then I divide it by 2. What is x? X becomes 6. Then you plug in to the first one, say x plus y equals 7. X is 6. What's your y? It's 1. So your answer is what? xy equals 6 and 1. Then you check. Do we have same answer? Different methods. But since they are same questions, should we get the same answers? Right? Just different methods. That's how we do. So, how we actually do it? First, you have to what? Write in standard form for both this. What are standard form? We say it's what? ax plus by equals c. Both x and y on one side of the equation. So when you cancel out, then that would be on both same sides. Okay? Then, like this one, we choose one variable to eliminate, right? Then choose the variable to eliminate. Whichever is easier, you can see, right? One has to be positive, one has to be negative. So when you add together, it can eliminate one of them. So you add those equations, right? Once you add those equations, you only have one variable left. then you will solve the variable, right? Actually, it's just one of them because you combined it, simplified it, become one variable. Then you solve one variable, then you will plug in, then you solve, you plug in, you solve another variable, right? Then after that you check to make sure they are correct. That's how you use the elimination methods to solve the systems of equations. That's number 1 we just saw, right? Let's do one more. So when you first you decide which variable you want to eliminate. Either way will work. Then you have a simpler condition to deal with, to reduce 2 problems, 2 unknowns to 1 unknown. Then it will be easier to resolve. So first you have to decide which one you want to eliminate, x or y, either way. Okay? So, okay, you say I want to get rid of y. Y is 3y. Another one has to be what? Negative 3y, right? To be able to cancel out if you add them together. One has to be positive, one has to be negative. At the same time, if 3, one is negative 3. If it's another one is negative 2, another one should be positive 2 to cancel. So I want to cancel y, so I decided to cancel y. I have to multiply what? Everything by negative 3 for the first one. So what would I have for the first one? That would be, take care of your signs. 6x minus 3y equals what? Negative 6. That's the first one. Then you will rewrite the another one, put it together, and put a curly sign there. That's a formal math symbol, okay? It means we'll work them together. So don't override the previous one. It's not that obvious which thing you are working. So you add them together. So of course you have to write it in standard form. So x and y all on one side, right? Then you divide it by 5. X is what? Negative 2. Find one answer. Then you plug in any one of them. If I plug in second one, look easier, right? So negative x, negative 2 plus 3y. Make sure you take care of your sign correctly. Oops, that's 2 plus 3y. Is that right? So my x is negative 2. So negative, oh, that's negative 4. I thought I got a fraction. Okay, so it's very easy to make a mistake. Just like when I copy down, I missed the negative sign. Then my number will not be correct. So when you copy one line to another line, just double check. Okay? Doesn't mean you don't understand, just the mistakes you might have. Okay, then we minus 2, right? So 3y is negative 6, y is what? Negative 2. So your answer is what? Your xy is negative 2, negative 2. Then of course you check. Just plug into both. Okay? So what you need to do is always what? write it in standard form. Then choose which variable you want to eliminate, right? So let's look at number 3. If by substitution, you will get a y by itself right there, right? It looks easier. But now we are doing what? Elimination method. So then first you write it in standard form. Yes, we did write it in standard form, right? Then second one, choose the variable to eliminate. Which one you want to eliminate? X on Y, either way, right? So if I choose for X, it means what? You want to find the same coefficient. So when you add, it can be canceled out. One is positive, one is negative. So to make it the same, I will multiply this by -4, right? Then what do I have? That would be -8x, right? Plus 4y equals -28, right? Then you will rewrite the second equation. Don't overwrite the original, so you know where you are. Then what do? You add your equation, right? So you add your equation, okay? Then you solve one, you add your equation, you solve one, you solve another. So if I do that, what happens? 0 equals, if you do everything right on the process, at the end you find out that's impossible condition, right? Not possible. If impossible, that means what? What kind of solution you should have? You can't. So it has what? No solution, right? Let's look at the next one. So first check, are they in standard form? Yes, both x and y's are on the left hand side. Next one, you decide which variable you are going to eliminate, right? One positive, one negative. So we say, okay, let's get rid of x by multiplying by 3. So what do I have? 9x, distribute, right? Minus 6y equals 6, right? Then you will rewrite the second equation to work together, right? Then next step, you decide to eliminate x. You're doing the addition to eliminate. At the same time, this was 9, yes. Very easy to make a mistake, okay? So when you copy down from one line to another, double check it. So when we added, oops, what happened? Everything's gone. That means doesn't matter what kind of x and y you plug in, you will always be 0 equals 0. That means identical line. If you have identical line, what kind of solutions you have? Oops, no solution is what? Infinite solution. We say when we solve linear equations, right? You have 3 types of answers. One is what? One solution. One is what? No solution. Or you might have infinite solutions. Right? We are learning the third method, elimination, or we call it addition method. Okay, let's see some more examples. Let's see number 5. On your page 7. You probably wanted to do it with me together, and so you can see each step. So you probably want to use blank paper, blank note, so you can follow through, so you actually see how it is done, not just by listening. Okay, so do the hands-on. So first step, what should we do? So you look at the steps. At the same time, it says first one, write in standard form. Do we have standard form? Yes. Second one, choose a variable to eliminate. You can choose X or Y. So think about it, which one can be easier? If I use X, both have to be same number with opposite sign. 3 and 5, I will use 15, right? Y, 4 and 9, I will use what? LCD, 36. It sounds bigger, right? So I will choose X. But either one should work. So first one, if I wanted to use 15, I should multiply it by 5. So what do I have? 15x plus 20y equals 65, right? You distribute. Then for the second one, you want to make a 15, but with opposite sign. So to make a 15 with opposite sign, I need to multiply by what? Negative number, negative 3. So if I multiply it, it will be negative 15x plus 27y equals what? Negative 18. Right? Then what do? We decided which variable we wanted to eliminate by addition. What do we have? 47y equals what? 47. Then divided by that, y is what? 1. Right? Then you plug in whichever. If we plug in the first one for 3x plus 4y equals 13. So y is 1, that's 4. So that would be 3x plus 4 equals 13 minus 4. 3x is what? 9. X is 3, right? So your answer is it's an ordered pair, x and y. Oops, that would be what? 3 and 1. That would be your answer, right? Then you check. Back to original. When you check, use original equation to make sure both are correct. Sometimes you don't do it right. It might work for one, doesn't work for the other. Look at this one. What's the difference between this one and early those? Right? You have what? Fraction. So when we add subtract fraction, we make mistakes. So what do we want to do actually to start with? Get rid of fractions. How? by multiply its LCD. Okay, so what's LCD for this one? 1, 2, 2. So you multiply everything by 2. So you multiply by 2. What do we have? Negative 2x minus, those cancel out, minus 1 equals 5. Is that right? The second one, how can we get rid of fractions? Multiply its LCD, which is 2 and 4. We will use 4. So this one multiply, that will be what? Negative 2x, cancel out 4 and 2, plus what? This one, 4, 4 cancel out, y equals 0 times 4 is 0. Don't forget 4, right? So what do we have now? We will have negative 2x minus y equals 5. Negative 2x plus y equals what? 0. Right? By looking at it, what do you want to do now? Which one is easier to eliminate? We can just eliminate y because y is negative, y is positive, already there, right? So what do we have? Negative 4x equals 5. Then divided by negative 4, x is what? Negative 5/4. Right? Then what's your x? You don't want to plug in the more difficult one because it's a bunch of fractions. You can just pick one easier to plug in. Okay? How about we just plug in here? Right? So what do we have? We have x is negative 5/4 times 2 equals 1. Right? So you put a 1 underneath, cancel out. So what do we have? Negative, negative is what? Positive 5/2. Right? Plus y equals 0. Then what's your y? Minus 5/2. So y is negative 5/2. So your answer for the ordered pair is right? Of course, usually we will check, but it's complicated. But you should be able to check as well to make sure it's correct. Last one. One more. Usually in the class, I will have you to work on it so I can check on you. But now, just make sure you practice each individual one besides listening to me, right? So just try each one, then make sure you get the same answer. If it's not, check your mistakes. So, how should we start? You cannot just add this side, because one is right-hand side equation, one is left-hand side. So when you have addition, when you add something, you have to do one side, and another side you have to do on the other side, okay? This is the right side, you cannot just direct it add this way. So you have to move what? To the left-hand side, write everything as the standard form. So first one will be what? 2x plus 3y equals 2, right? Then rewrite the second one you are working with again. So you can put them together. Then next one, you have to decide which one you want to eliminate. 3 and 4, you use 12 LCD. 2 and 3, you use 6. Sounds easier. So we eliminate the x. Then eliminate x, I want to make it 6. So I times 3, what should I have? I should have 6x plus 9y equals 6, right? Then second one, I want to make it 6, but with opposite sign, so I need to multiply by -2. Then what should I have? Right? I will have -6x minus ay equals -2. Is that right? Then we add them together. We have y equals 4. Okay? Then I can just plug in any one of those, find the easy one to do. It looks like that one is easy. First one, I plug in y equals 4. 4 times -3, -12. So 2x equals -12 plus 2, which is -10, right? Then you divide it by 2, x is 5. So your answer is x and the ordered pair is 5 and 4. Oh, it should be negative. So, how do you know you are doing right? You need to plug back in to the original. It's better to test on the original, just in case you make a mistake along the way. Okay, test out the original. Make sure they fit for both of them to check. That would be our section 5.3 on the page, which page we are on? Page 7. So that would be your chapter 5.